Hello, hello. This is Kim Eichhoff. Welcome. I was sitting here working on a networking thing. I was on a call and we were talking about vacations. And as I got off the call, I started thinking about how I realized a few years ago that I planned my vacations way better than I was planning kind of where I wanted to go in my life, where I wanted to be, what I wanted my business to look like, to support that life I wanted to live. And it really got me thinking back then about why do I do this? And I think part of it is that for me, a vacation, it helps motivate me, right? It's like a goal, it's achievable. It may be 5 months out, 6 months out, a year out, whatever it is. But it gives me a goal financially. It gives me a goal for time off and having things kind of buttoned up and taken care of. It gives me a goal on how I schedule things. So it gives me all these short-term goals and action plans that I can do right now because there is something in the near future that is going to create sort of a payoff for that. Now, I think why a lot of us don't really, or why I don't plan, or I didn't plan my business very well or my life very well, is because it doesn't feel like a short-term goal, obviously, because it's not, right? It's like this long-term thing that we're working on. And when we're doing that, it's sort of hard to break it down to bite-sized pieces. It gets pretty overwhelming. And so when I talk to clients or potential clients or just business owners in general about what's your plan, where are you headed, what's your vision for what you're creating, and how are you going to get there, I think a lot of times those questions feel a little bit big. They might have some general answers, but when you really start to drill down into the questions around, okay, so how are you going to do this? What are you going to do? What is your marketing going to look like? What are your sales need to look like? What are the systems you need in place? What are the people you need in place? What are the processes you need in place to train people on? What are the financials that you need to be able to do this kind of growth? When you start really drilling into all those specific questions, there's a lot of answers we don't have. And not because we don't have them or we don't know them, it's because we haven't taken time to just think about them. So one of the things that I have become really adamant about doing in my own business is planning. So getting really clear on what I want to create 10 years from now, my BHAG, what is my big, hairy, audacious goal? Jim Collins likes to call it. What is the thing I want to create? Where do I want to be 10 years from now? And then back it up. What are my goals for 3 years from now that are in alignment with that 10-year goal? What is my goal 1 year from now? What do I need to have accomplished? Goals are results, so they're things that we're going to actually do. So what do I need to have accomplished in 1 year that rolls up into my 3-year goals, that rolls up into my 10-year goals? And then 90-day goals. So what do I need to do in the next 90 days? This is where it becomes more short-term, more bite-sized pieces, and more achievable. So if I can sit down and say, okay, for the next 90 days, these are the 5 things I got to work on, and that's all I'm going to focus on for the next 90 days. And then in 90 days, I'm going to review what I got done and kind of remesh things, rework on things, figure out what are the next things I need to work on for the next 90 days. Before you know it, you're piecing all this together, you will achieve your 1-year goal, then your 3-year goal, and then your 10-year goal. But I think we don't do this as business owners because it's super hard and it's also it's overwhelming. So I like to help you do it. So I work with companies directly. So I'll come in and work with the owner, the CEO, and your management team, and I will lead you through a process where you can actually figure all these things out for yourselves. Some of the stuff you're probably going to know, some of the stuff you're not going to have in place. I pretty much guarantee that. So we go through all the different pieces, you organize it, figure out what it is y'all want to create, where is it you want to go, and then what do you need to work on? So you're deciding, I'm just helping you figure it out. It's nice to have somebody from the outside helping manage all that stuff so that all you have to do is think and talk to your team and collaborate and generate ideas and brainstorm. And you don't have to necessarily think about how am I going to lead this process? How am I going to make sure we do everything? Because I promise you, if you try to do that, you're going to get off track and you're going to start going down rabbit holes very easily. So I keep you on track, keep you coming back. I do this also through what I call exponential growth planning days. So these are for smaller businesses that can't really do the one-on-one thing, but they could do it in a group. And so I'm doing one this Friday in person in the Atlanta area. I will put the link in there if you want to. There's still time to register. If you want to check it out and register. But I'm also doing one next Friday on the 24th that is a virtual version of this. Yes, you're going to be online, you're going to be on Zoom. I promise I'll make it interactive. It's not going to be I'm not just going to be dumping information on you. We're going to be talking interactive, and you'll be collaborating with other people, talking to other people if you want to. It's a great networking opportunity. Both of these events is also a great time to set aside to work on your business. I was talking to somebody the other day, and she was just telling me that 5 hours was so overwhelming that I'm going to have to do this for 5 hours. And I promise you, one, it goes by very quickly. And two, if you don't take a step back and take time to do this stuff, it's never going to happen. And I promise you, you're going to wake up in a year, in 3 years, and you're going to kind of just be where you've always been. So you have to take that step back. And when I think about the vacations that I love to plan those for the goal to get there. I love to also get on the vacation and just have it free flowing so I can just go do fun things every single day. But if I don't have that overarching plan, knowing how much money I need to have in place for all that thing, knowing, these are basically the places we're going to end up, it's going to be a lot more stressful and a lot crazier. And there's going to be things that happen. And that vacation could end up being really fun. It could end up not being very fun. So having a plan is really important. And I know I keep harping on this, but I just feel like people, I don't know if it's the COVID situation or what, but it feels like there's a lot of resistance to planning right now. It feels like, and maybe it's because all of our plans were kind of blown up by COVID. I don't know. But things have settled down for now anyway. So just think about it. Think about how would your business look better and look different if you did take some time to really plan things out. I'm sure you're passionate and great at what you do, but we can get stuck kind of in the business, being on the hamster wheel, being on the treadmill. And sometimes we need to step off of that and look at the big picture and figure out, okay, this is what I got to work on. So, all right, I'll get off my high horse about that, but it's super important. One more thing to say about that. All right, let me know if you have questions. I'll put the links in the chat. Just check them out. And if you're excited, register. I promise you will not be disappointed. I guarantee that you will get at least a couple of great things out of it to implement right away. You're going to walk out of there with a plan, and it's going to be super helpful. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday.